You think your voice is just sound, air pushed through cords, a tool for conversation, background noise in a loud world. That's the first mistake, because somewhere between discipline and restraint, something changes. Not overnight, not magically, but violently, quietly violent, like a blade being sharpened in the dark. It starts with silence, the kind of silence most men can't tolerate. No distractions, no cheap dopamine, no constant need to release tension the easy way. You hold it, you sit with it. And at first it feels like pressure building in your skull. Your body rebels, your mind starts bargaining. Just once, just a little escape, but you don't move. Days pass, then weeks, and something ancient wakes up. Your breath changes first, deeper, slower, controlled. You stop speaking impulsively. Words don't spill out of you anymore, they wait. They gather weight, and when they come out, they land. This is where your voice begins to transform. Not because of some mystical power, but because energy that was leaking is now contained. Think of it like this. Most men speak from a place of exhaustion. Their voice is thin because their will is thin. Their words are scattered because their attention is scattered. There's no density behind what they say, but when you retain, you concentrate. Every urge you control adds pressure to your system, and pressure creates force. That force doesn't disappear, it reroutes into your eyes, into your posture, into your presence, and into your voice. You notice it the first time someone stops talking when you start speaking. Not because you were loud, but because something in your tone cut through the noise. There's no hesitation anymore, no nervous laughter, no filler words trying to buy time, just clean, deliberate sound. You're not trying to impress. You're not trying to convince. You're stating, and people feel that difference before they understand it. Because your voice is no longer just communication, it's command. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think command comes from aggression, from dominance displays, from raising volume. That's amateur behavior. That's insecurity dressed up as strength. True command is controlled intensity. It's the ability to speak calmly, while carrying the energy of someone who can escalate at any moment but chooses not to. Semen retention trains that exact mechanism. Every time you feel the urge and choose not to act, you're practicing control under pressure. You're teaching your nervous system to stay steady when it wants to spike. That carries directly into how you speak. Instead of reacting, you respond. Instead of filling silence, you use it. And silence becomes your weapon. You start letting gaps exist between your words. Not rushing, not chasing approval, letting people lean in. That's when your voice gains gravity. You don't need to talk more, you talk less, but each word carries more weight. And people start adjusting to you. Not consciously, they won't even realize it. But watch closely. Conversations slow down around you, interruptions decrease, eye contact increases, because your voice signals something primal: stability, control, power held back. And humans are wired to respond to that. But this transformation isn't just external, it's internal first, because before your voice can command others, it has to obey you. Most men don't control their voice, their emotions do. Anxiety speeds it up, insecurity softens it, anger distorts it. They become puppets of their own state. Retention reverses that hierarchy. You start becoming aware of your internal shifts. You feel when your breath shortens, when tension rises, when your mind starts racing. And instead of being pulled by it, you anchor. You slow your breathing. You lower your tone. You speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. That alone changes everything. Because a voice coming from the chest carries resonance. It vibrates. It fills space. A voice from the throat sounds strained, uncertain, reactive. This is why your physical discipline directly affects your vocal presence. You're not just holding energy, you're learning to channel it. And when you speak, it shows. But let's go deeper. There's a psychological shift that happens with retention that most people ignore. You stop seeking validation. When you're constantly chasing release, you're also chasing approval. You want reactions, attention, feedback. You want to feel something externally because internally you're drained. But when you retain, that dependency weakens. You don't need constant responses to feel grounded. And that changes how you speak. You're no longer talking to be liked. You're talking to be understood. There's a difference. When a man speaks to be liked, his voice bends. It adapts. It becomes agreeable. Soft edges. Safe words. When a man speaks to be understood, his voice sharpens. Clear edges. Direct language. No unnecessary decoration. That clarity is what people interpret as authority. Not because you're forcing it, but because you're not diluting it. And here's where it becomes dangerous. Because once your voice carries command, people start listening. And when people listen, your words start shaping reality. Opportunities open, respect increases, influence grows. But that also means responsibility, because a voice with command can build or destroy. You can lead or manipulate, and the line between the two is intention. Retention gives you power, but it doesn't decide how you use it. That's on you. So if your mind is chaotic, your voice will amplify chaos. If your mind is disciplined, your voice will project order. This is why the practice goes beyond just holding energy. You have to refine your thinking, clean your language, cut out unnecessary words, stop speaking just to fill space, start speaking with purpose, even in daily conversations, especially in daily conversations. Because command isn't something you switch on in important moments. It's built in ordinary ones. Every interaction becomes training. You notice how you introduce yourself, how you respond to questions, how you say no. Most men can't say no without explaining themselves. They soften it, they justify it, they dilute it. But a man with command says it clean. No, not aggressively, not defensively, just final. And that lands differently, because there's no crack in it. No opening for negotiation unless he allows it. That's voice control, and it comes from internal control. But let's not romanticize this. The process is uncomfortable. You will go through phases where your voice feels unstable. Some days it's strong, other days it drops. That's because your system is recalibrating. You're breaking old patterns and building new ones. And consistency is what stabilizes it. Not motivation, discipline. The same discipline you apply to retention must be applied to your speech. You can't be controlled in one area and chaotic in another. It has to align. Your body, your mind, your voice, all moving under one command, yours. And when that alignment happens, something shifts in how the world responds to you. You walk into a room and you don't feel the need to prove anything. You speak and you don't feel the need to over-explain. You hold eye contact and you don't feel the need to look away. Because there's no internal conflict. And people sense that. They trust it, even if they don't know why. Because certainty is rare, and your voice becomes a signal of it. But here's the final layer. The part most people never reach. Silence without tension, not the silence of suppression. Not the silence of fear, but the silence of control. You can speak, but you don't have to. You can respond, but you choose when. That's ultimate command. Because now your voice is no longer reactive, it's strategic. You use it when it matters, you withhold it when it doesn't. And that contrast makes it even more powerful. Because when you finally speak, people listen. Not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. Through discipline, through restraint, through control. So no, semen retention doesn't magically deepen your voice. It does something far more dangerous. It gives your voice intention, weight, precision. And when those three combine, your words stop being noise and start becoming force. And once your voice becomes force, you're no longer just part of the conversation. You're directing it.